These books are coming in droves now. 50 book modern pre-screen unboxing coming up. Gotta be a little bit of fire in here, maybe. Just a little bit. Alright. 20 out of 25. 23 out of 25. That's 43 out of 50. Which is not bad for my channel. Okay, I know Economics and Comics just had an 81 for 81 unboxing on CGC 9/8. Yeah, that's killing it. I mean, I could only dream of something like that, but I'll take this. This is a success for me. Success! Alright, let's see what's in here. First up is a book that you guys have seen on this channel many a times. Yeah, I went heavy on this. Especially, I went after it multiple times too, because I was doing really well with them prior to the Snake Eyes movie. But after the Snake Eyes movie, it kind of simmered down a little bit because the movie bombed. That movie cost $88 million to make, and it only made like $40 million worldwide. I think the break-even point was like $120 million or more. Now, it might have been more than $120 million break-even point. It had to be around $160, I would think, right? Because you kind of got to double whatever it costs. So it has to be like $160 break-even. They only made $40 million. So, you know, that's a perfect example of, look, if you spec on a movie. Now this, I wasn't specking on a movie. I was just looking at the cover, and the cover is freaking fire. There's a cover that came out before this. It was an incentive, though. It was much rarer than this. It had Snake Eyes. It was, the roles were reversed. So instead of Storm Shadow being on the bike, it was Snake Eyes on the bike. Storm Shadow was in the background where Apollonia belongs. But yeah, I still like the cover, and despite the fact that the movie bombed, this actually still does well. I've been selling them on my comic shop. This is Snake Eyes Dead Game number 2. This is the Kirkham variant, and he also made a sketch cover for it. So in these 2 boxes I sent 5 sketch. Well, I don't know if I sent 5. We'll see which ones didn't get the grade, didn't make the grade. But I got back 5 sketch and 4 regulars. So I'll take them. You know, I'll send them in one at a time at my comic shop. I don't think I'll be holding many of these. You know, but yeah, it's still a nice cover. Nice cover to have for either a Storm Shadow or a Snake Eyes fan. Alright, let's go to the next one. Okay, so I think every single one of this particular issue that I've sent out, this is the hip hop variant for Invincible Iron Man number 1 with Riri. I believe this is my third 9/8 now on this, and I'm just holding on to it because there's no reason right now to get rid of these, to sell these. I do not plan on keeping Riri Williams. All right, I'm not tied to the character, like there's no sentimental value for me with Riri Williams. So look, there's certain characters that you are drawn to, and the vast majority of new characters in Marvel I'm not drawn to. I mean, almost all of them, really. Almost all of them. Vast majority of the new ones within the past, I don't know, probably 10 years. The son of, or the daughter of, or kind of like a mimic of. Here's another one. Case in point, you know, Dan Slott thought it'd be cool to rewrite Spider-Man's origin and say, hey, you know what? there's an Asian girl also that got bit by the same spider, and she does have a fan base. There's no doubt about it, Cindy Moon. But I'm not tied to that character either, you know. So I just don't, you know, like with Riri, right? Just put somebody else in an Iron Man costume. I just don't see where is the creativity for that. But you know what? I get it, only because there's people that are gonna go out there and go crazy for it, and they're gonna buy like anything that's movie related when it comes out, and that's why I got it. If they're gonna buy it from somebody, might as well buy it from me, right? So this one, on the other hand, is totally different, right? I just sent this one out because it was a backfiller. I needed a 25th, so I sent one of my Geiger number ones. I think it might be time to send the rest of my Geiger ones and just pay for the, you know, for the slabbing now, because my 15% is going to go down to 10% in March. Discount from CGC, because not only did they raise fees, but they also lowered the discount for everybody, including their business customers. I'm not a business customer, but their business customers went from 20% off to 15% off. I went from 15% on the highest tier, which is a $300 tier, to 10%. And oh yeah, by the way, we're increasing fees also. So even though you know, they increased the fees, I'm still going to get 15% off the fee. So I think I'm going to send the other ones out that I have of the cover A's to get pre-screened. All right, talk about Geiger. This is the 80-page giant that just came out for Geiger. This is pretty much a preview of things to come from the world of Geiger. And what I like the most about it, besides the fact that I'm entertained by the storyline, is that it's written by multiple writers. There's different stories here written by multiple people. So it's not just one person that's creating it. It's not just Jeff Johns that's going to be involved with this. So that's pretty exciting to see. If you ask me today, what book would I rather invest in today, Young Avengers or say a book like Geiger, I will tell you every freaking time it's going to be Geiger. One, Geiger is a book that I would keep. Young Avengers is a bunch of freaking nobodies, okay, that can't even hold a comic book. They can't even maintain their own comic book. You show me your collection of Young Avengers 1 through whatever you got, okay? And tell me if you read it. Tell me if you read it. I read this book every time it comes out. I can't wait for it to come out. You know, Young Avengers will fail. Remember that. Young Avengers will fail. And yes, it's going to rise again. It will rise again because people are zealots, because people are promoting it. Okay, they're promoting garbage. They always do. Their number one character just finished having a series on Disney, and it was lukewarm. All right, some people say, hey, you know what, Black Widow was great, right? The new Black Widow, they love the new Black Widow. Well, that new Black Widow, supposedly she's like the number one assassin in the world, right? Yeah, but then a rookie archer was able to stalemate her, I think multiple times, okay? Pretty stupid. Jeremy Renner got paid a ton of money for that. I think he became the highest paid per hour star in Marvel, right? In Disney, for Disney films, or MCU or something like that. But yeah, for something to be taken lukewarm, I could only speak for myself and my family. And yeah, my kid said it was okay. My wife said the same thing. Me, I didn't like it. Yeah, I think it was better than some of the other stuff that they come out with, though. It was better than the Black Widow movie. I'll tell you that. Much better than that. As far as which book would I rather have today? Yeah, you bet your ass. You bet your ass. Yes, this is the one that I would rather have. One, you're paying less for it. You can pick up a 9.8 of Geiger #1 cover A right now for less than $50 probably. If you go on an auction, probably pick it up for less than $50. Graded. Young Avengers, you're going to be paying over $1,000 for a #1 graded. This has a higher potential, in my opinion, to be, say, a $300 book, giving you a potential return on investment much higher than anything that you're going to spend over $1,000. Let's say you go and you pay $1,200 for Young Avengers, and let's say it goes up to $3,000 because before it crashes back down to $800. Okay, let's just say, right? That's going to be a true 200%, maybe less than 200% return. Whereas you go $50 to $300. Now you're talking about, now, yes, this is just me speculating on this book, okay? Maybe this book won't go that high. Maybe it won't even get to $100. Maybe it'll drop to $10 for the 9.8. Maybe. I don't know, okay? But I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this book big time. And I'm feeling it because I can't wait to read it. I entertain myself reading it. Young Avengers, if I start reading it, I'm pretty sure I'll fall asleep. Or maybe I'll just get aggravated. Okay, let's talk about this book. I picked these up from Creamer Cash. Picked these up about almost a year ago for $165 for the pair. She said that they were candidates, and obviously they were. They didn't need a press to make it to the 9.8. So she was right about it. At the time, this book was still hot. But since then, it's kind of simmered down. I think we probably reached probably the bottom of the market on this book, in my opinion. There's certain books that are gonna hit eventually. Strange Academy is one of them. I think Department of Truth is another. It's too good for it not to become something more than a comic book. It's too good. So, in my opinion, I think this is taking a hiatus right now, but it's going to come back. And yeah, I can probably put these up for sale and make my money back, but that's not the reason why I got them. So these are going to be holds for me. Hopefully they won't be long-term holds. That one is a nice cover. It's funny how almost every channel, when they're talking about Peach Momoko, almost everybody says she's not my cup of tea, except for Comet Tom, but she does come up with good stuff every now and then, and this is nice. A lot of her stuff I really can't stomach, but this one is pretty nice. And so was the which one was it? The Ferryman, right? Ferryman was really, really good. Alright, let's go to the next book. Alright, this is the kind of book that I would tell someone that's new in comics to stay away from. A book that you haven't read and that you don't know anything about. I haven't read a single We Live, and I don't know anything about it. So I pretty much just went into this just based on hearsay. I'm not even going to say FOMO, because I don't think there was too much FOMO on We Live, right? I don't think there was. But I figured, what the heck? I think one of them was like a. It was in one of the surprise auctions. Like, it's like $50 surprise. I think, you know what? I think it was one of these was like a $50 surprise, surprise pick or something like that, and it came out. It's the same book except one of them has foil in it. Second printing, foil edition, and then this is the regular Demir variant cover, second printing. I don't even know how much these go for, but because they look like they were 9.8s, I put them in as back fillers. So hopefully I'll make some money out of them from somebody that really collects it and likes it. So all of these books that I'm showing, bar maybe a couple, are going to be sold. So I'm gonna say 95%, maybe 90% of them will be sold eventually. There is one that I'm definitely keeping though, for sure. Alright, let's go. When you buy store variants, you're supporting the artist. That's really what you're doing. Artists, this is the way that they make their extra cash. This is their overtime, you could say. Beautiful covers. This character's only been out less than 3 years, and the amount of great covers that she has is astounding. A true top tier character she is. This is the foil cover for it. This was for Something's Killing the Children number 16, which there were a ton of variant covers for this, store variant covers, and incentive covers as well, as they're going to be for number 21. The only difference is the grading fee was much less. This is minus 2 price hikes, so it was still worth it for me to send them out, minus the 2 price hikes and my 15% discount. Now 2 price hikes and less discount. Not worth it anymore if I were to sell these in after March, after my discount. But yeah, I'm still gonna wet my beak on these without a doubt. Especially that foil. Look at that foil, it pops. Not under this lighting, of course, but it does pop. 3 and 3 foils and 3 regulars. I don't remember if I got 4 and 4 or 3 and 3. We'll see. This is a cover that I'm hoping that I sent in another submission as well, because I only got 3 9/8s on this, and I'm sure I got at least 6 of this. This is the John Gallagher 16 out of the Vault edition. Forget how many was the print run for this, but I'm pretty sure this was limited. Out of the Vault, their stuff is always limited too. So, but I love this artist. This is one of my favorite artists right now, modern artist. It's gonna blow if this was rejected. Was the majority of my rejections. Yeah, that's gonna kind of suck. But what a cover, no? You can't appreciate it as much with my lighting. Sorry, guys. Yeah, nice. Alright, next one. I've done really well with Department of Truth, the classic album covers. This was from Queen 2. And Justice for All, Metallica's, has been great for me. And I don't know if this one's going to do well. I thought it would, so I don't remember if I bought, again, 5 or 6 or 4. Hopefully I only bought 4, because all 4 came back 9.8s. But that is a great cover, right? Very nice cover. I won't be keeping any one of these. These are just for fans. And all these covers, the album covers that they did, they were all limited. You know, like probably less than 600 or 600 or maybe 600 on the dot. I don't remember what this one was, but all of them were limited. Next. Speak about Gallagher. This is Nice House on the Lake. I ended up buying the sets, 4 sets. Every single one of them hit 9.8 sets of cover A, cover B, and cover C. C is the true virgin. Look at that, man. This is freaking fantastic, that virgin. No? That is freaking phenomenal. All of them hit 9/8. This is one I'm gonna keep. I will keep one virgin for sure. The rest will be sold to the highest bidder. Look at this one. This one has something in there. I don't know if that's a piece of plastic. Every now and then they leave something inside these things. It's not moving. It's still not something you want. No freaking defects. I mean, for the amount of money that you pay these people, they should do better quality control. Having said that, though, every single grader, guys, I know everybody complains about CGC. When all is said and done, they are the best. That's the reason why people send it to them. That's why I send it to them, because they are the best. But you also want them to behave to be the best. You also want them to behave like the best. It's not really acceptable, you know. Alright. I mean, it doesn't damage the book, but still, you know, you want perfect cases. You do. You know, you do. Next book. Alright, just another 7th printing, local comic shop edition. Came back, 9.8. That's good. I think this one was a reject, and I just cleaned it off and sent it, and it came back a 9.8 again. It rejected from another pile. And then this is the Boss Logic Endless Winter special for Black Adam. That made the 9.8. Very nice. Yeah, it's a good book. I'm not planning on keeping it. This will be sold when the Black Adam movie comes out. And here's the best out of this bunch, I think. Even though as much as I like Nice House on the Lake, which I think should have been the cover of the year, really should have been the cover of the year. I do like this book spec-wise better than any other book here. Spec-wise, I like this one much better. First appearance on the cover of Jessica Slaughter. She is the number 2 character so far, in my opinion, introduced in this series. Number 2 most interesting character. You could argue James, like I said before in another video. You could argue the octopus. But the octopus, I mean, what does he do? I mean, really. Alright. Nah. She's the number 2. And 2 of them made the 9.8 this time. So, I don't know how much my count is for the 9.8s. It's either 3 or 4 now with these 2. and I got more that are going over there, this time getting pressed. The ones that didn't make the cut getting pressed and coming back. This is still a cheap book. You could probably, in a 9.8, you might be able to get this for $100 on auction. You know, instead of buying the incentives of the 1 in 21s, I would go after something like this, you know, in a raw, and then see if you can get a 9.8 on it. Just make sure that when you buy the raws, they're in near mint condition, because the stock on these is pretty good. If they already have damages on it, then you know not to buy it, you know. Just saying, you know. But you want to have a modern, between a 9.6 and a 9.8 for the most part. Okay, later on though, even the 9.4s, you know, become a thing. But I don't think you could get much for a 9.4. Maybe break even point if you're lucky. If you're lucky, this would be a much better book, in my opinion, than any store variant that you can get of 21, if you're going to spec, because this is a long-term spec. You know, this one is something that you probably will be a hold. This is the second printing of number 9, by the way. All right, okay, the 3 biggest books in the entire 50 book lot didn't make the 9.8s, which is a shame, really, because of the amount of money that's being spent here. And yeah, a little bit disappointing for me. All right, these 3 books though will be sent out to get pressed and sent back to them in a more recent submission that I'm probably going to send Monday or Tuesday. All right, this is 3rd printing of New Agents of Atlas. Very rare book. Of course, we all know that that's the first King Shark. It's a book that was a dollar bin book like a couple years ago, but because of King Shark and Suicide Squad, that's now a worthy book to press, clean, and grade. This is the number 2. This is another book that got really hot because of the Swordmaster, and then he's going to be Iron Fist. So it's another book that's worth it to press and regrade. These 2 books, I had 3 of them. Both of these had 3 each. I sent all 3 out in different submissions to get to pre-screen. Only 1 each came back at 9.8s. The other 2 are going out to get pressed. Okay, 2 of the Gallaghers didn't make it. This one must have been at the bottom of the pile. You could see the damage right there, right? Now, it didn't break color, but they definitely had books stacked on top of these, without a doubt. And I know for a fact I didn't send them like that. No doubt about it. But because they sit in whatever warehouse or storage that they have, they just sit probably on top of each other. Like, imagine if you have like a big book and it's sitting like that. By the time you get it, it's a damaged book. You know, it's messed up. It really is messed up. But it is the cost of doing business with CGC right now, and it should not be like that. It shouldn't be like that. And somebody should be looking over stuff like this, and quality control, or they should have people like. You would have to think that they're going to be correcting stuff like that. But, and of course this one I really don't care much that it made it. I mean, for now, I have so many of these now in 9.8s, but the real big ones, man, I wish they had made the grade. All right, Wilbert once again. Wilbert has saved me money. Before, I used to send these out USPS, which is United States Postal Service, priority service too, and it was more expensive to send out through them. So Wilbur got me to look into UPS, and UPS does cost me significantly less. Usually for a submission like this for UPS, I'm looking at around $30. And here it cost me $51.61 for 3 submissions. 2 of them were pre-screen 9.8s, which is these 2, and the other one I believe was economy tier. Alright, so I'm assuming $20 for the 2 pre-screens each. That comes out to $40. Now think about that. $51 versus, let's say, $30 on UPS. That's $20. It is a significant amount, because you know, the total price on the slab, it comes out to probably around 50 cents less per slab. It is significant. It is. All right, so here we go. We have the 2 submissions that cost me $4.93 for the 23 books, $4.43 for the 20 books, $40 for the shipping too. That comes out to $976.10. That's how much it costs, guys. 43 slabs. CGC is making a killing. Don't ever think that they're not making. I've heard people here on YouTube say, "Oh no, you know, they barely make a profit, crack a profit, you know, because of cost." No, man. All it is freaking plastic, and they already have the patent. Okay, so nah, they're making a ton of money. They should be correcting issues, and they don't seem to be. Like, that's the problem. They just, you know, at least I haven't been getting damage cases though, so maybe they are. I don't know, maybe I'm just too harsh. Maybe people are too harsh on them, but no, they are making money, that's for sure. $22.70 per slab, and this is based on the old fees. This is based on the fees before they hiked up fees 2 times, and before they took away alright, next month I'm gonna go from 15% off to 10% off. So you gotta take that into account, you know. Yeah, I think, well, no, for a fact, I know that a lot of these books I wouldn't have bought. I wouldn't have bought some of these books. Like, say, I don't think I would have bought these under the current pricing, right? Because for moderns, you need pre-screens. You need pre-screens for moderns. You cannot send out and pay for current slabbing fee, and then get books that are 9.4s, 9.2s, 9.0s on moderns. You can't do that. All right, you'll go broke. You'll go broke quick. It has to be pre-screened. So I probably wouldn't have bought that book. Probably not. I mean, it would have been on the fence. Definitely wouldn't have bought this book, without a doubt. Nah, I don't think I would have bought this book either, because I'm no longer buying store variants because of those price hikes. And these, obviously, I would have bought all 3 of these, you know. Yeah, you have to be more picky now, is what I'm trying to say. Got to be more picky now on what you do. I should crack a profit on every book that you saw here. I don't think it'll be hard to crack a profit, because it's based on what I'm paying for it right now. $22.70 per slab. Okay, but I am going to be sending some more pre-screens, so I could take advantage of at least my 15% before next month, where I gotta really, really think about what I'm gonna send pre-screen. All right, my guys. A lot of babbling on now. Laters.